everyone.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everyone. As always, it is VoiceBox Media Group coming to you live, powered by VoiceBox Radio. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Before we get started, please like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
As always, VoiceBox Radio is growing and expanding. We're having so many great guests on, telling their stories, their mission, their purposes. If you're interested in telling your story, feel free to reach out to the VoiceBox Media page. Let us know that you're interested in the interview, and we will reach back out to you to schedule you very soon.
Yes.
We're super excited about all the episodes that we've been filming. Everyone that's been here, tuning in, commenting, liking, sharing, we greatly appreciate you. This is our baby, this is our dream, and we're trying to walk in. So I'm super excited. I have my wonderful partner, Brandon, on A mic today with our wonderful guest. So we're super excited. But first, as always,
Announcements.
Yes,
that's how we pay the bills, people. First, starting off, we always got to start with Just Jesse Cleaning Service.
Just Jesse.
Shout out to Just Jesse. Are we going to make the announcement concerning Jesse now? Or are we going to hold off into that?
I think we'll hold off. We'll
hold off. But Just Jesse, she's been a blessing here at VMG. My partner won a free raffle at Flying First Class Equestrian event, and we won a free cleaning through that a little contest, and she came in and did the office, and I feel like ever since then she's been in here working with us. It's been like a new vibe. Yeah,
we're good. Super excited to be partnering with Just Jesse. I love the fact that she brings positive energy. I love the fact that she walks in her purpose every day. If you know me, you know that's what I'm about. So I'm super excited. 2026 is going to be completely amazing. These first 14 days have been more than I can imagine. Yeah. Just to be honest, and us moving into our anniversary on the 31st of 2 years, actually living our dream.
Yep.
Right?
2 years since its inception.
Absolutely. So if you need any cleaning services, back to Just Jesse, please feel free to reach out to her. She does houses, she does residential, she does commercial, and also if you're having an event, she starts your event and she breaks down your event, so you wouldn't have to clean up. If you need any of her services, please reach out. You can also see what she does here at VMG.
Yep. Our contact is 609-501-6907. Just Jesse on Facebook.
Let's go.
Also, we always got to shout out Miracle Kids Learning Academy. Shout out to Evangelist Tracy.
We love you.
They are located on 586 Halpern Street, Millville, New Jersey, which is a Rosenhain area. If you're looking for childcare, Creative Learning Academy for ages 2.5 to 13 years old. Their motto is play, learn, and grow. They have a before and after school program, and they offer homework help, academic enrichment, personal and peer development, life skills, music, arts, and crafts. So if you're in need of childcare, please reach out to Miracle Kids Learning Academy.
They have open enrollment. If you need childcare, please reach out to Miracle Kids Learning Academy.
And last but not least, Hoodie Drive. We are still collecting hoodies to drop off to the Cold Blue. We are working towards another distribution date sometime in February, March, while it's still cold. As always, any type of winter wear, gloves, hats, socks, jackets, anything for the less fortunate, hoodies for the hopeful. You're here.
Absolutely. You can drop that off directly at our headquarters at 610 East Landis Avenue, or you can simply inbox me or Brandon and we can come and pick up on site. Whatever it is, we are willing to come pick it up to give back to this wonderful cause. So thank you for everyone who's been tagging us in the Cold Blue post. We're super excited to be partnering with them and being able to donate to a good cause. If you know me, Mission VoiceBox is my baby. So we are always working in the community. If you have something going on and you want Mission VoiceBox to attend or VoiceBox Media Group, please reach out to us. As we would love to. It's not enough hands on deck as it is, and we try to be everywhere. But we're super excited to be getting back into the community once again in 2026.
Yes. As much as the streaming platform is a big part of what we do, we actually planted our feet in doing community work and appearing at events and stuff like that. So as always, we getting back to it as soon as possible. I don't have anything. Sneaker Just Nice Sneaker and Trading Card Convention, February 1st, Violent Convention Center. That's a Sunday. Shout out to Justin Roper. We actually booked that interview, so he'll be in here the week before. So when that comes up, you'll learn more about that event.
So if you're interested in sneakers, trading cards, comics, anything of your fancy, please come out to the Violent Convention Center. We are trying to bring some awesome things to you from the Violent Convention Center, and we stay tapped in with them. So if you see something that you're interested in, feel free to come out. Feel free to inquire from any one of us. And if you need the information, it's always on our page.
And bang. That's all. We're done with those announcements. Let's get into, let me not bang the table. Let's get into the interview. Today, we have a special guest. We have a representative from Aiden Nursing, Mr. Christopher Williams. He operates as their COO. A little bit of information. I have direct ties to Aiden Nursing because I utilize their services for my son. So my son, he's special needs, and they supply the nurse to come to our house and comes to help. So works with him, make sure that, he has stuff that he needs and that he's being cared for and that we're learning ways to care for him properly. So I'm really appreciative to them. One thing we wanted to do was give them their flowers and allow them to come on and speak on their brand, their business, and what they have going on. So, Mr. Williams, cool. Let the people know a little bit about yourself and the brand.
Most definitely. First and foremost, thank you to Brandon's, IKEA, to the VoiceBox Media Group team for just allowing us to be here. I know y'all want to hear about me, but I'm actually standing in proxy, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But my name is Christopher Williams. I am the Chief Operating Officer for Aiden High Quality Healthcare, formerly known as Aiden Nursing. But our services have expanded beyond just providing nursing care, right? Mm-hmm. So we do so much more than just providing private duty nursing, skilled nursing, home health care, therapy. And I'm super excited to share about, who we are and what we're doing in the community. Most definitely shout out to our founder and our CEO, Mr. Daryl Stafford Jr. Without him, I don't even have the opportunity to be here to share today. And it's really his personal story, his example of leadership that inspired me to be a part of the team. So that's a little bit about
Mr. Stafford was a little camera shy. He was trying, when I was in the office trying to get him to come down.
You can't call my guy.
He was like, Chris.
But I think that speaks to the essence of who I am as a person. A little bit more in terms of my background. I am the newest person to the team, been with the organization for about a year. And I have personally always thrived in spaces where I get to support leaders and visionaries. I have a ministry background. I've been an executive, worked in several nonprofits, YMCAs, Boys and Girls Clubs, but my heart has always been to be that person in the background, bearing the arms and helping other people's visions to come to pass. And so the circumstances that allowed our paths to cross, I really believe is a God sent moment, and so he don't have to be here because, the Lord sent me to represent. And so he could be camera shy all day long.
And that speaks to your guys' working relationship because the event that we actually attended and covered with you guys, you can tell we like the way you guys bounced off of each other. That's why today when I asked you, I'm thinking you've been there since day one. And you've been in the company for about a year?
Just a year. Unofficially a year. I would say in an official Chief Operating Officer capacity, it's really only been 6 months.
Wow. Well, so what were the circumstances that actually led you to being a part of the Aiden family?
So Daryl and I, we met. I was working on a previous business venture, still a project that I'm working on. And for those of you all who know Mr. Stafford, he is extremely generous. He's a philanthropist. He really believes in the community, especially here, Cumberland County, Bridgeton, Vineland, those areas. He has an enormous heart when it comes to giving. And so he invested in a business venture that I was a part of, or that I am a part of, several years ago. I spent all of 15 minutes talking to Daryl, right? And the reason I place emphasis on 15 minutes is that he is a very good judge of character in terms of, and this sounds kind of biased because I'm talking about myself, but apparently there's some things that I said that made a significant impression on him. So much so that years later, as Aiden was on the cusp of expanding, moving from nursing to providing, wellness services and remote patient monitoring and all these things that I didn't even know anything about just a year ago, he asked a mutual friend of ours to say, reach out to Chris, man. That's your guy. I remember him. I think he would really be an asset to the team. And so this time last year, I was invited to join a virtual meeting to sit in. And I came to the meeting, I listened, and I left thinking, I don't know what they asked me to be a part of this for. Like, I have no idea. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I really don't get why I'm supposed to be here. I went to another meeting, kind of the same thing. I don't really know what they're talking about. And so I checked out. I checked out for a few weeks. Yeah. Around March of last year, I got a call again. And it was like, yo, man, we're ramping business up and we need your help. And so I reached out to Daryl and some of the other team members. And I just asked for the opportunity to facilitate a meeting. My background, I do a lot of group facilitation, team building, working with people. And so one thing that I know I do well, I can run a meeting. I can keep us on schedule. I'm going to make sure we have an agenda, objectives, things of that nature. And so I added that to the mix. And I just started working. And what it came to me to realize that even though we really hadn't begun the work, Daryl, he's a humble guy. He don't say a whole lot. He wasn't saying a whole lot in these meetings. And I realized very quickly, I said, oh, this is a working interview. He's trying to figure out who I am as a person. And so we did some work here in New Jersey. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I reside there. I travel back and forth from time to time. But we came here, we did some work, and then I got a phone call shortly after a staff retreat where he asked me, hey, would you like to be an executive and help run this organization? And I was,
you must have made an impression.
I was honored, but I was kind of like, are you sure you want me to do this? Because I don't know anything about this industry. However, in spending time, I realized while I was not a medical professional, almost everything that you do deals with people. And what I did have was or is transferable skills, right? We need leadership everywhere we go, right? You need great culture and quality of people wherever you go. You need training, you need development, you need retention, you need profitability if you're running a business and strategy. That stuff is transferable regardless of the industry that you're in. And so while I was not a medical professional, I was able to learn very quickly how I could be an asset to a person and to an organization that not only was already successful, but still had even more potential
to grow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what have you learned since coming into that field? So it's transferring out of what you were doing before that, then coming into the medical field. I know you're taking, your skills with you, but what have you learned about this profession that kind of sticks out?
So I will say this, I've learned a lot, but the greatest lesson that I've learned and am learning, man, is compliance, documentation, right? When it comes to people's well-being, we don't think about, and I'm not saying we don't think about it. We as an organization, it's our job to think about it. But when you see nursing, for example, right, and the care that's being provided for your child, that only gets to happen if we did our work right in the referral process. If we advocate for patients and speak to insurance companies and you work through all of the intangibles that they don't tell you about in a job interview. What happens if your child needs care and we're not getting a call back from a caseworker or insurance company advocating and having that same compassion and care that a nurse would have as they are providing for a family or for a patient. And so I think one of the greatest things that I'm learning and have learned is just the importance of attention to detail, your documentation. If you didn't write it down, it didn't happen.
Cover your assets.
Exactly. You got to protect all those assets, as you said. And so that's huge. While that should be an important quality in every industry, it is the difference between not only you being in business and not being in business, but it could be the difference between somebody's livelihood.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not awesome, but that's deep. Can you tell us a little bit more about Aiden? I said you just said you guys went for transition from Aiden nursing to Aiden
Aiden high quality.
High quality
You could say
health.
Aiden Health.
Yeah,
Aiden Health for short. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little bit about the organization. Aiden has been in existence since 2019. I won't venture to tell Daryl's personal story, but he has
we're gonna give him up there. Yeah, now we're gonna go up there for that.
But he has an amazing personal story and testimony as to why he wanted to start this business. Already being an entrepreneur and a businessman, but there was something personal that happened to him that gave him the motivation to start this business. And so hearing that story and really seeing where we are a home health provider here in New Jersey, serving lots of South Jersey, Greater Cumberland County, and surrounding areas. We provide private duty nursing, skilled nursing, speech therapy, occupational therapy, all types of therapy to patients and families who are in need of continual care or that may be in recovery. We also provide home care, which is different from home health, right?
Okay, what's the difference?
So when we talk about home care, these are general services. This is, feeding and bathing and maybe helping cleaning around the house, walking a dog. It's more general care and companionship, where home health comes or is directed by doctor's orders, right? So there is a plan of care or a care plan in place that informs what we are supposed to do for a family. And so whether it's a chronic condition or certain diagnoses, we then have nurses who perform duties and tasks aligned with that plan of care. Right. And so while we have historically done nursing in the past, we've recently expanded our services to include advanced wound care. We have a very strong education department and division where we provide certifications for home health aides. We provide CPR, basic life certification training. I'm an instructor for that. So for individuals or for organizations who are looking for CPR, first aid training, we certify and provide education and training in that area. We've also added a wellness division where we provide remote patient monitoring and chronic care management for people who have chronic conditions like high blood pressure, hypertension, and to help mitigate their risk of going into the hospital, the emergency room, or having to go.
So that's
Telehealth, right? So we have health coaches and nurses that are, they're going to call Zykia and say, hey, did you take your meds today?
Absolutely.
Right? Did you check your vitals? What are your levels? And we're able to monitor that through geo-tracking devices that they've been assigned. Super excited about our future and where we're expanding because we are looking to do and provide more services even beyond just New Jersey. And so opening offices in Atlanta, Georgia, in the DMV area, Baltimore, Maryland, potentially Dallas, Texas. And so a lot of my responsibility is helping with strategy, expansion, acquisition, and of sorts. Yeah. So that's Aiden Health.
So if someone wanted to reach out to Aiden Health, regardless if it's for a job or for services, can you leave the phone number? What do they search up in
Most
Google?
Definitely.
And how can they find you?
You can find us via our website, which is aidenhealth.com. You can also give us a call at our offices here in New Jersey, 856-839-2661. We receive referrals for care from several sources. Most of them, of course, come from the hospitals. We get them from caseworkers, other clinics. Sometimes it's word of mouth, right? You have a great experience and someone who's in need of our services, and then they'll just reach out directly, and then we're able to provide a level of support for them. I honestly didn't even have a good grasp of what home health was and home care was until I had a personal experience, having a grandmother who needed home care as she prepared to transition into hospice, or I had an aunt who needed some physical therapy after coming out of the hospital, and a physical therapist would come to her home and then I had context for what it is that we do and why it's so important.
So I know you mentioned I'm going into hospice, but what are some ways that a family would know to, even apply for something like that? Or what are some situations where a family would be eligible to, apply for some type of home health and stuff like that? Like what would be signs that they would be looking forward to?
So I would say the first thing is really having a conversation with a medical professional, right? That's where the recommendation is going to come. I joke, but I'm also serious when I say this.
Yeah.
I am not the medical professional, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm always going to defer to our lead clinician. Shout out to Miss Tracy Huggins, who does an amazing job with our nursing team. But the recommendation or things that you can look out for, I would say, is to take that first step in getting a recommendation or a referral from your doctor, starting with that primary care physician, and then asking those questions. And I think anytime, and this is for everyone, just learning to advocate, for yourself and for your loved ones. You may not know if you're eligible or not, but it doesn't hurt to ask a question and to reach out.
Awesome.
That's really cool. A lot of gems being dropped today. I hope everyone is tuning in.
Yes.
If you like what you see, please like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We are going through a lot of topics really, really fast. But me and Brandon are both super excited because this is something that's near and dear to our heart.
Let me know if I'm talking to you.
No, you're fine. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely. We want to talk about teamwork. We had the honor of meeting a decent amount of your staff, and it was good vibes. I know it was a Christmas party atmosphere, but we see how you guys appreciate your teammates for y'all handing out awards and just laying it out for them, getting the venue and having something like that. What is the importance of having a solid team and having a dependable team that you can rely on?
Oh man, team is everything. We say team, but we also emphasize family. We could not do anything without the amazing health professionals that serve in the community that go into the homes. So our nursing staff, thank you. To our office team, thank you. They're the ones who are on the front lines doing the work, right? They make people like myself and Daryl and Miss Tracy look good, but they're the ones who are interacting every single day. But when you talk about the importance of teamwork, I think it's directly connected to the values that we have as an organization. And so when we talk about doing things in excellence, or one of our values being collaborating for better outcomes, I'm better because Brandon knows his role, he knows his responsibility, and he's going to carry his weight. And if I can trust that, then I can freely do what I'm supposed to do. I played football in high school. I love football. And I think it's the epitome and the ideal team sport, because it's not any one individual who is responsible for the success of that team. And that's very much so true for our organization, is that there's no one individual who makes or breaks.
Everyone.
Exactly. So we're only as good as the people that we hire, that we onboard. And so I've been fortunate enough to be heavily involved in our onboarding process over the last year, and really vetting out, making sure that we have the right kind of people. It's not only important to get a warm body, right? And I'll say this, right? We talk about embracing transparency. This is something that we value. Sometimes it may take a little while to get the right nurse staff, but we'd rather take a little bit longer and do it right than move fast and have to keep replacing and doing it wrong. And so we've made some adjustments in our recruiting philosophy and how we onboard and how we train, so that we can get the best potential qualified candidate, right?
People out there.
And then it's not just, hey, you put them out there and they do the work, but it's providing the ongoing development and training. I have lots of experience working with teams, and yes, you may have an initial assignment or responsibility, but you still have to take the time to go back and inspect the very things that you expect of people. Life happens, things come up, and you got to be able to adjust and pivot. And so if your team is solid, right, they're going to communicate at a high level. They're going to be transparent about, what's working and what's not working. And when we have this exchange of ideas and energy, it allows for the unit to move without anyone truly being impacted by what's happening with one individual. Just because I have hardship in my life doesn't mean our goal. Exactly, right.
Whole team,
right. It's like pistons in an engine. One may be up, one may be down, one may be up, but that's how a team works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Absolutely. I do know most of the individuals on your team that I seen at the Christmas party. I was just actually super excited to see an amazing group be in one space at one time.
Mhm.
Because I know them all from different areas, but to see that all come together, and I know they're nurses, mind you, I do know their professions and different things like that. But just to see them in one room working for one organization for the greater good, it changes your perspective,
Right.
especially on home care. Let's talk about like some of the misconceptions about home care that people don't really realize,
Mhm.
right?
Man, that's gonna be a little challenging for me. I can tell you, I'm trying to think of some personal experiences. I'm always the problem solver, right? So I get it after the fact.
Mhm.
But I think some misconceptions are that we're Burger King, that you can have it your way.
Mhm.
You know, just because you're receiving a service, the nurses are obligated to do what you say, how you say. No, and that's not true, right? You know,
Absolutely.
the first, I think the first priority is just recognizing that we're people, right?
Yes.
And then the second order of business is policy, right? We got to go by the doctor's orders and how we govern ourselves as an organization. And so just that, you know, you can get whatever nurse whenever you want, however you want, you know, it
Mhm.
doesn't work like that. Our goal is to make sure that care is equitable, accessible, and it's quality. You know, when we think about who we are and how we exist, what our mission is, it's equitable care that's accessible to all people, that's done at a high level of quality. Hence, Aiden, high quality healthcare,
Got you.
high quality. Other misconceptions may be that it's you know, too expensive or they don't qualify for it.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's
Yes.
insurance, there's
Yeah.
subsidies, there's all types of plans, Medicaid, Medicare, that will compensate or pay for these home care services. And so I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions, that the care is very, very expensive.
Mhm.
But I think that with conversation and education, people would be more compelled to reach
Absolutely.
out and benefit from those services.
Absolutely. I do think it's our ignorance that we don't do more research
Mhm.
on certain things like that until it's kind of too late,
Mhm.
when they're in need of extreme services,
Right.
right? And we need to be using preventative measures in order to eliminate that factor in general,
Right.
and eliminate the crisis, eliminate any ill feelings, any bad habits that may form in the midst of that. So yeah, I definitely agree.
I'll add to that, because you asked earlier, you know, something that I learned, and I remembered Daryl and Tracy, they were telling me a story about a particular patient. And so when you go to the misconceptions, sometimes there can be an idea that there is less quality care because it's in home and it's not in a hospital or in
Gotcha.
a facility.
Yeah. Mhm.
But in actuality, where a patient is more comfortable
A safe
Mhm.
space. Yeah.
and
Yep.
safe,
Mhm.
the probability for their healing and improvement increases,
Yeah.
right? And so
Absolutely.
there are some other benefits in terms of being in the home receiving
Mhm.
care, as opposed to being exposed to the elements, other people. But I'm in my home. That regulates things a lot better, and so
And
that's
some
something that
people
they were able.
don't do hospitals, period, as
Period,
well.
yeah.
And like my son, he doesn't do hospitals at all. So for us to have somebody to come in
Mhm.
and, you know, take care, monitor him on his, you know, his recovery is much better. Because when we was up there in that hospital, he was not happy. He
Yeah.
was fussing and everything. So I can vouch for him, you know, him being in a safe space actually help with, you know, his recovery process, which we appreciate.
Most definitely.
Absolutely. I totally enjoyed this conversation. What about
It's
you,
pretty
Brandon?
dope. I am enjoying it. I'm being enlightened at the same time.
Yeah,
so
me
yeah,
too. Me too.
yeah. Like
I
I
really
said,
like the aspect of learning the different terms,
yes,
because some people, especially me, I have an ignorance to
Yeah.
medical.
Mhm.
And any type of medical health, anything of that nature. I'm not well versed in it at all.
Yeah.
So I like to ask questions. I like to see the different outcomes from different
Mhm.
patients, and I like to see, like I said, who's on your team.
Yeah.
So those things are valuable. Who do you hold value? You know. So
I will say we are the same, because I'm ignorant when it comes to the
Yeah.
medical stuff
Yeah,
too,
I learned.
right? You know,
Yeah.
you call me about billing, accounts payable, you got a HR grievance,
Uh-huh.
some paperwork.
Mhm.
I'm gonna talk
Absolutely.
to you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I understand what you're saying. But you learn a lot just being in the space. You learn so much.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How does it feel being part of, this is a me question, like a Black owned, minority owned? Because like I didn't know about you guys. I was referred to you guys, and then I got on the phone with Daryl, and I'm like, oh, this is a brother. Oh, the brother owns it. And then I get to the office and I see Tracy there. Tracy who's downstairs. I'm like, Tracy works there. And then I meet you, and then we go to the party. I'm like, I love these people. What are some differences, or just speak
great.
on it? Yeah,
I love this question.
Yes,
so
please.
I gotta give backstory. So I referenced earlier. I live in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
so
Atlanta's like Mecca. There's black people everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up seeing Black people in positions of power, owning businesses, being city officials and the mayor, all this. So that was not foreign to me, right? Like that's my norm. My kids, my wife and I, we talk about this all the time. I got a shout out, and man, forgive me. Shout out to my wife and my children, Brittany Williams. We've been married. And not only this, we just celebrated 18 years of marriage 2 days ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Miss Williams. Miss Williams is in the chat.
See?
She commented, this is awesome. Shout out to Mrs. Williams.
Yeah, because I know she watching. I ain't say nothing.
Just opened up a whole new line of questions.
Yes, all right. And we have 3 amazing children. My oldest, Daniel, he's about to graduate high school. My next oldest, Samuel, 16, just celebrated his 16th birthday last week. And then my lovely baby girl, Anna, who is 13. So we have been very intentional just in our parenting and how we raise people. I'm taking a long way to answer your question.
No, it's fine, absolutely. But, we want to know how you balance, home life as well. So.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. But yeah, my boys, they've probably had more Black male teachers in their middle school years than most people have in their entire life, right? Yeah. So being in a position of power, being a minority, we don't see ourselves as minority until we travel other places. And then you have to remind yourself, oh, the rest of the world is not Atlanta. Yeah. Welcome to Vineland and Cumberland County, right? So it wasn't until I got here that it was weird for me because, you sit in conversations and you wonder like, why are we whispering? Like what's going on? Like, and you start to learn some of the social dynamics, right? And so while I'm a big supporter of minority and Black owned businesses, even at home, I didn't think about that being such a big deal until I got here. And then as I started to, go to the school board meetings, go to the community meetings, go around town, and it's not people that look like me and they're speaking different languages, I said, oh, this is why this is an anomaly. And not only is it a Black owned business, but it's a Black owned, excellent run business, it's right? Run. And so that's powerful for this area, right? Just understanding the history and understanding that we are not here, the decision makers. We're not oftentimes having seats at the table. But I think what's beautiful about Daryl and his leadership is that, one, he's a God-fearing man, and 2, he's favored, man. And so just for him being able to be integral in business, but also have what I would call, some people call it street smarts. It's an element of shrewdness in business that, you can't take advantage or get over. But at the same time, he understands how to play the game politically and socially to do the things that help benefit us and other minorities. And so I'm glad to just be a part of that. And I'm still, learning the social landscape, because it's not, it's very different. It's not as progressive, but
it's untapped. I call this area untapped. I'm
glad you said that.
A lot of stuff that we're doing out here, we're flag bearers. We're really just,
you're pioneers. And I see where there's opportunity too. And also why, whether it's, VoiceBox Radio or whether it's Aiden, why it's so important to be those examples and be able to leave something for your family and for your children, right?
It's most important on a daily basis.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time.
We do. We talk about the legacy and the legends that we want to be, the story we want to leave behind. Super important, especially for our families.
Yeah.
If not anybody else for our family, who's going to tell our story?
Yeah. Amen.
Right.
Our motto is what? Big VMG, bigger than me.
Bigger than me.
Yeah.
Bigger than me.
Absolutely, it is a complete honor just to have you in the presence, learn about you, for you to freely and creatively speak. We're super excited to have you as always, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Yes,
most definitely,
for sure. One of the biggest things before we start wrapping up, we have a signature question. We have a few signature questions.
So is it the
okay? So
yes.
Let's start with, how can VoiceBox Media Group, VoiceBox Radio,
our fan base, our
followers, the community, how can they assist you with your growth, with your development, with your power, with outreach? How can we assist you right now?
I would say twofold, and that's a great question. I think one of the greatest tools, and we use it in marketing, is word of mouth. But marketing isn't just sharing for the opportunity to sell. Evangelism is a form of marketing, right? Sharing word of mouth, collaborating, sharing ideas. And so I think one of the first things you can do is just share, encourage people beyond even just Aiden to embrace what or to educate themselves in terms of quality living and healthy lifestyles. Of course, always directing and sharing, like I said, aidenhealth.com, you can call our number. And so just being a voice and advocating. I think the second thing that comes to mind is strong partnership, right? We can't, as an organization, do anything alone, but if we really want to have impact in community, we have to have strength in our partnership. And the reason I say strong partnership, there are a lot of people who are affiliated and they attach their name, but it's not partnership. Partnership requires both sides to carry their weight and their load.
Mutually beneficial.
And I think exactly if we're going to have the level of impact in this community and beyond, it's going to require specifically, y'all hear me, for our community to work together, not just in voice, but in action. And I think that's one of the things that's a significant growth opportunity, but consistency is key. And so remain consistent doing what you're doing. And so that I would say that's even specific, to you all at VoiceBox, whether you got 3 people or 3 million people, you keep being consistent, you keep bringing the right folks on, you keep advocating for the right organizations, you stay at it regardless. Consistency, those who show up are going to beat the other people 100% of the time just by being present. So keep doing what you're doing is most important.
We speak consistency on a daily basis, just because it's so important. Me and my partner believe that we have to do the work in order to see the work happen. So on a daily basis, we're constantly figuring out ways to grow, figuring out ways to connect, how to collab with different organizations, how to do networking, and just how to grow our business. And one of the things that we focus on is consistency.
Amen. Yes, that's good.
Yes, consistency and teamwork. Shout out to the team.
Shout out to the team. We would not be here without you. We love each and every one of you. We're super excited to be celebrating with you on the 31st, our 2-year anniversary for our old people and also for our new people. It's a wonderful thing to have a group of people. I always talk about, I was watching a podcast a few years ago, and we're all like trying to start up little mini businesses, trying to survive, especially over COVID. Everybody was doing stuff. Everybody was trying to survive. And then I heard a podcast and they were talking about, why are you trying to build the team by yourself? Why don't you join the team and provide stability and foundation? And from the minute I heard that, me and this man here have been working super hard and just building our team, relaying our creative dreams and other people's creative dreams that just happen to align with us, similar to how you align with us.
Awesome.
So, like I said, I'm always going to say it's an honor for you to be here. It's an honor to interview you. and to know you as a person. For
I
sure.
appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. And I would even reciprocate the question, what can Aiden Health do to support the work and the effort of VoiceBox Media Group?
Exactly what you're doing. Continue to tap us in. We'll support each other. If you have something going on, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be on the scene. If you need something shared, even if you need volunteers, board members,
run articles.
Anything,
if you have people that want to be interviewed,
most definitely
that we can benefit from.
Absolutely. You have a whole list of nurses that can come and be interviewed.
We'll do.
Bring the staff in next time.
Absolutely.
We'll put the chairs on the back wall. We've been trying to do a group.
I'm gonna get the camera shot person. I'll commit to getting them here.
Please do that for me. Do that for me. That's what I'm
watching, Mr. Stafford.
Yes.
I'm gonna see you in a few minutes.
Come on down, brother.
I'm gonna pull that.
Yeah, he's really an awesome individual, and we would love to get him.
Absolutely.
And just like you said, even if it's just to tell his personal story and the origin of Aiden Health itself.
Definitely.
Are we going to ask the 16-year-old question?
I was about to get it. Okay, go ahead. So our other question is, what advice would you give your 16-year-old self? If you could talk to your 16-year-old self right now, only because we have a lot of young viewers, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of young leaders watching our shows.
Yes.
And this is one of the biggest hits that we have. They love the powerful word at the end. What would you tell your 16-year-old self if you could go back and talk?
Oh, it would be several things. And I'm not only saying this to my 16-year-old self, but I say this to my 16-year-old and to my 17-year-old and to my 13-year-old. You don't know everything, right? And so you just have to keep living. Wisdom is a far greater teacher than life experience. While you may feel like you have to experience everything to learn and to know,
absolutely,
trusting the wisdom of those who've done it will save you so much time, effort, energy, and money. Save and invest your money. Save and invest your money. Be truthful. Not just in general, but be honest and truthful to yourself, to those around you. Keep God first and understand that rainy days, hard days, challenges will come, but they don't define you, right? Absolutely. If anything, God allows you to endure certain things to strengthen you and to make you better. And while it may not feel like it in the present, if you can trust, if you can believe, if you can remain consistent, there's always fruit on the other side. There's always opportunity. If you can be obedient, if you can endure to the end, you're going to reap a reward in due season. And so those are just a few things. I don't have enough time. Y'all have I can give you some more, but that's a cliff notes.
Absolutely. We appreciate all the wisdom. We look forward to this partnership. I can't say it.
We really appreciate it.
We look forward to it from the minute that we linked with your organization and your people. We have been super excited. It's been an amazing experience to get to know you guys and starting from ground zero and to see what you guys are going to do in 5 to 10 years. And we'll be right beside you the whole way. So we're super excited for this partnership. We want to thank you for being here. As always, shout out to Aiden Nursing, Aiden Health, and their expansion.
Yes, anything else you want to put out there? Contact information, but anything else you want to?
I'll just say once again, I'm to put my wife to work. Put aidenhealth.com in the comments, and you can also reach us 856-839-2661. We have social media coming. We don't have it yet, so I don't have any tags to follow just yet. But just follow us online, research us. Any nurses, medical professionals, we are always hiring. We like Waffle House. We are always hiring. So even if you don't see a job posted, we are always hiring.
Okay,
Right.
It is an honor and a pleasure. VoiceBox Radio. We got another one in. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. Go on our YouTube. Go on our TikTok. Go on all
Twitch,
of our
our
pages.
Instagram.
We have all of them,
Mhm.
guys. Please like, share, comment. Let us know how you feel about it. We want to thank you again for being here. We are VoiceBox Media Group, and we are out.